to Driving the Line on Demand Saturday edition. We got a great show lined up for you today. Quick, get you in, out, and about for the start of your wonderful weekend. But before we get to that, as always, let's take a look at how we did on Friday here. And ugly for me. My God, Major League Baseball is kicking my rear, man. 0-2 for me. Big Chuck, 1 out of 3 there. Poland, Austria, both teams to score. Got that one. The Crew, thank God for you coming with it. Oilers money line -120. Well done. You guys crushed it. DG, tough one there on the MLB Walks parlay. And then our man Soupy goes 1 out of 2. The Dodgers losing in extra innings. That was a tough one. But, dude, what a cash on that Panthers Oilers over 5.5 right there at the end. Big Soupy, well done, buddy. All right, so moving on to today. First off, let's take a look at our home run odds. These are the 5 best options to hit a home run on Saturday in Major League Baseball. Bryce Harper +195, Pete Alonso +200, Aaron Judge +205, Marcell Ozuna +300, and Rolls-Royce Lewis +350. All right, I'll tell you what, I am going Rolls-Royce Lewis +350. Look, this man has hit 10 bombs in 16 games. He continues. What I also say is this, start looking at walks for him. The juice might get out of hand, but yeah. Those are going to start coming for sure. Bryce Harper +195, man. Very low odds for him. Books expecting him to hit a blast. Pete Alonso, rarely see him above Aaron Judge, and that's nothing against Pete Alonso. It's just Aaron Judge generally doesn't have many people above him, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna go Lewis, man. Keep riding that train. Why not? All right, our picks for today. Charles Michelle, Big Chuck, he's on MLS, Columbus Crew, and Sporting KC over 3 at -120. And then a Euros first half parlay, -115. Turkey, Portugal first half, over half a goal. And Belgium, Romania first half, over half of a goal. Soupy is on the Yankees team total over 4.5, -110 against the Braves. And then the Orioles, Astros first 5 under 3.5 runs at +114. The coach coming through with round 3 plays from the PGA Tour. Tom Hogue, round 3 +115 over Patrick Cantlay. Wyndham Clark, round 3 -140 over Kurt Kitayama. I hope I pronounced that correctly, sir. And Matthew Pavone, I hope I pronounced that one right, round 3 +170 over Ludwig Aberg. And then our man, Rafael Esparza, he is on Belgium, Romania, both teams to score at -115. And then Churchill Downs, the Chicago Stakes, race 7, a $40 win place on number 3, Viva. VAHVA. I hope that I pronounced that one correctly as well. Could have some errors here. And fellas, I apologize that. Horse, I also apologize for that. Hopefully I got them somewhat correct. All right, those are our plays for Saturday. Now let's get to college baseball. All right, and I'm going to put myself on screen here. So we have game 1, Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, Texas A&M at Tennessee. On the box score, but obviously they're playing in Omaha, Nebraska. And here's what we're going to go with. All right. Texas A&M, Tennessee over 10.5 -115. We put that out on YouTube and Twitter and everywhere else. But yeah, we're going to ride the over. Next, we are going to take Texas A&M first 7 team total over 3.5 runs at -115. And then we're also going to take Tennessee race to 5 runs at -115. I found these at DraftKings. If you've never played a race to X amount of runs, essentially, it is what it is. All right. Tennessee being the first team to reach 5 runs. That is the bet. Now, you see a 4th play here. All right. I should have put a line in between these because understand what this play is. I'm going to take a shot. If you are not a bettor today that wants to take a shot at a big payout, type juice, skip it. It's perfectly fine. Understandable. But I'm going to take my shot here. All right. That the game will reach extra innings at +800. Okay. Anybody that is brand new to the College World Series, it is a best of 3. Texas A&M and Tennessee both entering 3-0, haven't lost in the College World Series. They will play Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then if we need a game 3, that'll be played Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Essentially, first team to get to 2 wins wins the national championship. We sit postseason in full 42 and 25, 63%. Very solid. We'll take that all day, every day. But the reason that we're playing these plays, let me show you, and we'll break it down more in full at 7 p.m. Eastern Saturday night. All right, we'll go live and break down the game, break down some more props, answer some questions, all of that as we normally have throughout the College World Series. But I want to get into why we have the plays that we do. Okay, so let me pull this full screen so that you can see. All right, the weather, game 1. Okay, 10 to 15 miles per hour, northwest. So when we say northwest, right, or when the meteorologist, like not me, I'm just getting what they gave, but that means that where the wind is coming from. Okay, so where it's blowing from, northwest and west is like directly out of center field. West would be that. All right. Northwest is great. You see the white lines here. The wind is blowing out and towards right field. We've only had this one day, and that was the Florida Kentucky game. And yeah, there were 8 runs in the first inning. Fly balls were going deep. 70% humidity, which is excellent for hitters, and it's going to get more humid as the night goes on. So you see this graphic here. All right, and I'll pull myself on screen so you can see the face as well. But essentially, we've had almost the entire time through the College World Series that the wind was blowing from the southeast. Okay, and that means directly in. That's why it's been brutal for hits and runs, because when the wind is blowing in, you see the X's here. All right, those represent your left fielder, center fielder, and right fielder. All right, so they're kind of playing deep in where I have this alignment. When the wind was blowing the opposite way and blowing in, the outfielders could cheat up, and you see those white lines there where we have hit. The outfielders could essentially cheat up and take away a lot of what normally is a hit in baseball over the infield, because they didn't have to worry about the deep fly ball because it would get in the air and die, right? Not going to have that with the wind blowing as it is, plus that amount of humidity. Deep fly balls are gonna go. Gonna go. Plus, you're gonna have these open areas here. Now, we'll break down the teams in just a second. I'm not saying it's gonna be 20-19 or anything like that, because they're 2 excellent teams in terms of pitching, but they're both excellent teams in terms of hitting as well. So, weather can obviously always change, by the second, by the minute, but this is generally what we've got. This is great hitting conditions, especially if you're a left-handed hitter that pulls the ball towards right field. Anything going to right field is going to be gold Saturday night. All right. The left and center aren't bad either. Right. Center's finally in play here. We haven't had it in play really at all. But right field, yeah, pay attention to that. And we'll talk more about it 7 p.m. Eastern Saturday night as we break down the game. But for what we've had through the entire College World Series, like, you couldn't ask for better conditions than this in terms of hitting, because we've had the complete opposite almost the entire time. So that's the weather. Now let's take a look at these teams. All right. So I went through, put some numbers together. Okay. And I'll pull this full screen so you can see. All right. So these are statistics through each team's 3 games in the College World Series. All right, both of them, you see record 3-0. Batting average: Texas A&M hitting 243 in the CWS, Tennessee hitting 310. Runs scored per game: Texas A&M 4.6, Tennessee 8.3. Home runs: A&M 1, Tennessee 5. All right, offensive walks drawn per game, meaning the team at the plate hitting, how many walks have they drawn on average per game? Texas A&M 5.6, Tennessee 4.3 is a good number. A&M is just the number 1 team in the country in terms of drawing walks. They can manufacture base runners like crazy. That's why I also love the over and playing their team total over as well, because they're going to get guys on base, and they manufacture runs better than anybody in the country. Look at offensive strikeouts per game. Again, said team at the plate hitting. 9.3 per game, identical to each other. Now, here's the big stat: runs allowed per game. Texas A&M, 1.0. One run on average per game. Tennessee, 4.6. Not bad considering the 11 runs they gave up to Florida State in game one, but they looked sharp against North Carolina and Florida State the second time around. But data doesn't lie, but there is context to it. And this is kind of why I am taking extra innings as well. And I'll pull myself back up here because these two teams are very similar. They played each other a couple weeks ago in the SEC conference tournament. Tennessee ended up winning that game 7-4. Ryan Prager did not have a good game. He was yanked early. Tennessee was dropping bombs on him. But, that's a conference tournament game. It was only one. And, we don't want to, extrapolate too terribly much from that. That's why I just like to look at these stats. Texas A&M, it's a damn good pitching team. Tennessee is too. Do not discredit Tennessee's pitching at all, but Texas A&M seems like they have a left-handed factory of dudes that they are just throwing out there, man. These guys are good, and the numbers show it for sure. So, yeah, we could have a shot at both these teams kind of looking similar here throughout the game. Now, speaking of how they look throughout the game, I'll bring up another stat page here. And again, we will talk about this way more tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. But for anybody that is looking for information in regards to run scoring and doing it per inning, here you go. All right. This is the total runs scored per inning for each team through the College World Series. Each that played 3 games. A&M scored 14 total runs. Tennessee has scored 25. First inning, 2 runs. A&M 5 for Tennessee. Second inning, 2 for A&M, 3 for Tennessee. Third inning, 1 for A&M, 0 for Tennessee. Fourth inning, 0 A&M, 4 runs for Tennessee. Look at that right there, especially that first and second inning. These teams get after it quickly offensively because that is how they win. They jump on you and then start to lean their weight on you. Fifth inning, 1 run total for A&M, 3 for Tennessee. Sixth inning, 7 runs for Texas A&M. 5 of those came in the win the other night. And that was all the runs they scored was 5 runs in the 6th inning. Tennessee 2 runs in the 6th inning throughout the College World Series. 7th inning, 0 for A&M, 1 for Tennessee. 8th inning, 0 for A&M, 2 for Tennessee. 9th inning, 1 for A&M, 5 for Tennessee. So if you take a look at these numbers here, look at this Tennessee in the first 5 innings, 8, 12, 15 runs. All right. 6, 7, 8, 9. They've got 3, 5, 10. All right. 10 and 15. That's how they break it down there. Pretty balanced, right? A&M. All right. First 5 innings, 6 runs. 6 through 9, 8 runs. Very balanced looking as well. That 6th inning doing a lot of work on that one. But it goes to show A&M is a team that just does not give up a lot of runs. And they get after you early because they don't have to necessarily get hits. They get walks. Ask Kentucky or ask Florida about that in the first inning. That is what A&M does. And when they get runners on base, it causes problems for the other team's pitching staff, et cetera, et cetera. So those are all the numbers there. All that, everybody. Best of luck. Let's cash these tickets. I appreciate you rolling with us. We'll be live tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. Join us. We'll break down the game more in full. But until then, yeah, good luck. See you later.